Welcome to Theory Crafting with BenevolentBowD, where we talk about theory, we talk about crafting in 5 minutes or less. In this special episode, we are going to look at a method to harvest Jester Festival reward boxes. To optimize your farming experience, I recommend the following. Obtain the 3 free houses in each of the base faction zones by talking to the NPC outside the inn room. To unlock the College Way Shrine in Auridon, the Baleborn Rock Way Shrine in Glenumbra, and the Brothers of Strife Way Shrine in Stonefalls. If you're going to farm on multiple characters on the same account, I highly recommend the Barb Hook Private Room in Skywatch. Having speed gear, a speed train mount, and a speed buff will speed up the process. Combat abilities will be useful if you plan on doing all 3 dailies. The quests are offered in a set order, but the dailies can be started at any one of the 3 locations. Since time is the most common constraint, I recommend doing the quests in the following order. First Stonefalls, next Auridon, and finally Glenumbra. Unless you need the Glenumbra quest to get your stupendous box, you may want to skip this one so that you can farm more dailies on more characters, because it takes as long as the first 2 combined. The reason the quest takes longer is you have to compete with other players and combat is involved. Your goal with the first quest is to retrieve Princess and don't get caught stealing the apple or by the chef later on. If you're on a character that hasn't unlocked Ebonheart before, you can easily get there by taking the north side of the mountain path shown by the yellow flags on the map, and there's a short swim at the end which is safe, and it will get you to the Way Shrine in just a few minutes. To complete your objectives, I recommend traveling on the east side of the city, first on the outside and then on the inside passage. Let's see the quest in action. On a typical run, it will take under 2.5 minutes. In this example, I'm just going to use a mount that is fully trained in the speed category. Our first waypoint is the barn where we will find the apples. Fortunately for us, in 2020, the developers moved the basket to make it easier to steal without a bounty. To complete this successfully, you need to be crouched and observe whether or not 3 of the NPCs are looking your way. Note, if you haven't completed the quest in this city, there will be an annoying NPC that will stand right on top of you. Don't worry, he won't report you for stealing the apple. Next, we're going to take the outside passage, as I like to call it. Your character has to be capable of taking a bit of a fall. There are a few critters along the way, but you can escape and evade them without too much trouble. At this point, you can follow the path, go over the bridge, and follow the path until you come to the princess on the far side of town. Personally, I still like to crouch and feed the apple while hidden. Once you have the attention of Princess, you can mount up and speed straight back to the NPC. On the way back to the NPC, we will take the inside passage. If you have a bounty, you'll want to go around this wall to the right and avoid the gate. There is also a guard that patrols this stairwell, so be careful if you have a bounty. Behind this structure is what I call the inside passage. So follow along the side of the building. I've had some cases where Princess has some pathing issues. Once you get here, there is a wall, so Princess will have problems and I'll have to go around it. So it's just easier to go to the left, which is shorter and easier. Once at this gate, I like to do a quick check to make sure Princess is following me. And then we're in the home stretch. Just follow the path, avoid guards if you have a bounty, and the NPC is just on the other side of the bridge. If you are a compulsive looter like I am, at each of the Jesters there are 3 containers that you can loot without risking a bounty. Usually there's one in a cart, a backpack in a tent, and another one not far or inside the tent, which is usually a chest. Next, Auridon. We will start in Guard, and your goal is to cheer up 3 groups of individuals at 3 locations. If you have a bounty, you'll have to take the scenic route along the waterfront to avoid the guards, but it's just easier to just pay the bounty if you don't have a lot of stolen stuff on you. If you plan on farming these boxes on multiple characters, I highly recommend purchasing the Barbed Hook Private Room in Skywatch for 11,000 gold. It will save you a lot of time, get you a free port to Skywatch, and it will also come in handy later in the New Life Festival quests. Let's see the daily quest in action. This quest will take approximately 4.5 minutes. The next Jester is just a short distance away from the Way Shrine. Just follow up the path and make a sharp left. Follow the path and you'll see the hordes of people going to and from the NPC. To quickly capture the quest, all you have to do is just spam the first dialogue option 4 or 5 times and then you're ready to go. Hop onto your horse and go as fast as you can to the crafting area. There you'll find several grumpy people awaiting their special reward. Cheer them up and brighten their day. If you have a bounty, make a left just before going to that gateway. In this courtyard, you'll get to practice your steeplechasing, jumping over these small hedges. The crafting area is just through this gateway. Head to the White Blossom Tree, you'll find 2 grumpy people awaiting your special flowers. There's one, there's 2. Next, you'll see the value of the inn in Skywatch. You can just quickly port there and be on your way. Now you'll just head straight to the Way Shrine and you'll pass 2 grumpy people on the stairways leading out. Past the tavern, go up the stairs and then head towards the forge on your left. Next to this structure, you will find the first grumpy person. So then the little crown of flowers. Here's the second one. Then you hop up the stairwell and out this gateway, and the Way Shrine is a short distance. Next, we'll be porting to the College Way Shrine. If you don't have the College Way Shrine unlocked, it is a short distance away, but ask your friends and guildies and see if there's anybody there for a quick port. If you do have to run there, you'll have to do some escape and evading and a few points along the way, but usually you can make there without any trouble. The grumpy people at this location are located inside the college. The easiest way to remember this is you'll want to take the right door because the NPCs will be right inside. The first one is by the fireplace, and the other one is just in this room by the bookshelf. Be careful, it's easy to target the bookshelf to read the book. Next, I port to the free house in Guard. It's just by the Way Shrine and a short distance from the NPC for turn-in. If you are amazed by the short loading screens, don't be. I paused the recording. Depending on the speed of your character, some people prefer to just run back to the way shrines instead of dealing with the loading screens experience when using the houses. Alright, we're in the home stretch. We are just a short gallop away from the NPC where we'll turn in and get a reward. Welcome to Glenumbra. Your primary goal is to retrieve materials from 2 delves, obtain the sparklers from the king, and then deploy the sparklers at 3 locations within Daggerfall City. Both delves are located relatively close to the NPC. The tower is just across the river, so I like to start there first. Then I port to the Rosy Lion, which is just above the cliff top where the other delve is located. And then I just hop down. The closest way shrine to the starting NPC is just across the river outside of the city. But if you don't have that way shrine, it's easy to get there because all characters have access to the Daggerfall way shrine. So port there and then head out and then find the NPC just outside the main gates. To get the quest, again, just spam the first option a few times, and then you're ready to go. To get to the first delve, just turn to your left to follow the city walls, mount up, jump down, enjoy the waterfall, and enter the delve, which is in the ruins of that tower right here. In order to complete this daily, you should be able to survive encounters of 3 NPCs. The items you seek drop off the humanoids inside and the harpies as well, but there are also quest nodes that you can loot along the way as well. Please be courteous to other players and not loot the nodes if they're clearing the mobs around them. Here's an example of one of the quest nodes for this quest, just a black rock. In this delve, I like to take the off-beaten path by taking this narrow passage. It seems most people miss it. This side passage has enough NPCs and quest nodes to complete this portion of the daily. Harpies also drop the quest item, but I don't know, to me it seems like they have a lower drop rate. To save time, I will just port back to the inn room. The Rosy Lion. The Rosy Lion is free. You just need a new character to talk to the NPC just outside the front door. The Rosy Lion Inn is also a great place to have because it's the only starting inn that has the chef and the brewer right outside the door. So if you ever need to level provisioners, it can be easily done from that location. The next delve is just below the city. You'll need to use a little bit of finesse, jumping on these rocks. Otherwise, you'll end up bouncing all the way down, and usually it's fatal if that happens. In this delve, I like to find groups of 3 or more humanoids together. In this room, there's usually around 5, and where that werewolf is lying on the ground, there's sometimes a quest node. Down this passage, there's usually 8, a couple guarding the door, and 3 on each side of this room, and a few quest nodes. I'd like to say it's always this easy and quick, but I got lucky this run. Next, I just port back to the Rosy line. It makes it easier than having to go all the way up the cliff and around the town and all the way to the other side. Next, we return to the NPC, where he will make us wait and produce the fireworks for us. At this stage, the NPC is going to make you wait, so you just have enough time to loot the 2 containers in the tent and the 1 on the cart. You don't have to, but I've been lucky on several occasions getting blue and purple recipes. Now that you have your sparklers or dazzlers, I recommend going to the castle first, and then to the hillside, and then the dock. You can use the dazzlers while mounted, and it will kick you off. It'll save you a bit of time. No, you can spam your use key, and when it stops doing things, then you know you're done. If your character can take some fall damage, just head left of this structure here and you jump down. This will quickly get you to the hillside spot. Dropping down from this spot will put you right in the dock spot, and you can start spamming the use key even before you hit the ground. Finally, you just return back to the NPC. Just head up the hill, follow the path, go through the town, out the gateway, and the NPC is just on your left. And just like that, you've completed all 3 dailies in 20 minutes or less. Thanks for watching! Want more content like this? Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment below. Didn't take notes? No problem. There's a full write-up on my website at BenevolentBowD.ca. Until next time, take care, good luck, and see you in Tamriel.